Most people assume that starting a company in Trinidad and Tobago is a simple legal formality, something you can finish quickly if you just fill out the right paperwork. But the surprising truth is that the process is far more structured, more regulated, and more detail-driven than most entrepreneurs expect. And if you approach it with the wrong assumptions, you can easily end up facing delays, rejections, or confusion that could have been avoided entirely. Now imagine this. Michael, an entrepreneur from Miami, is exploring new markets for his online consulting business. He notices that the Caribbean region is becoming increasingly attractive for international trade, tourism-linked services, and regional business hubs. Trinidad and Tobago in particular stands out because of its strong energy sector, growing digital economy, and strategic location. Michael thinks, this should be easy. I'll just register an LLC, open a bank account, and start working with clients in the Caribbean. But within days he realizes something unexpected. The system is not difficult because it is inaccessible. It is difficult because it is structured differently than what he is used to. And once you understand that structure, everything becomes much clearer. Because Trinidad and Tobago does not actually use the term LLCE in the same way the United States does. Instead, the equivalent structure is typically a private limited company, which provides limited liability protection while operating under local corporate law.an. And that is the first key insight. If you go into this process expecting an American-style LLC system, you will immediately feel out of sync. But if you understand the local legal framework, the entire process becomes logical and predictable. So let's break it down step by step in a way that actually makes sense. But first, let's understand what Michael is really dealing with. In Trinidad and Tobago, company registration is governed by a formal corporate registry system that ensures businesses are legally structured, properly documented, and compliant with national regulations. The key objective is not speed, but accuracy and legitimacy. And that is where most foreign entrepreneurs underestimate the process. Because what looks like just paperwork is actually a legal identity creation process. Now let's follow Michael as he begins his journey. The first thing he learns is that choosing a company name is not just a branding exercise. It is a legal approval step-by-step. The name must be unique, compliant, and not misleading. It must also align with the naming rules established by the corporate registry. So Michael submits his first set of name ideas. And here's where things get interesting. One of his preferred names is already in use. Another is too similar to an existing business. The third one is acceptable but requires slight modification before approval. At first, Michael feels like he is wasting time. But then, he realizes something important. This step is not designed to slow him down. It is designed to prevent legal conflicts later. And once he understands that, his mindset shifts. He refines his approach, chooses a compliant name, and moves forward. Now comes the next stage. Preparing incorporation documents. This is where many entrepreneurs start to feel the complexity increase. Because now, you are not just choosing a name. You are defining the entire structure of your company. You must identify shareholders, directors, share distribution, business objectives, and the official legal address of the company. And each detail matters. Now imagine Sarah, a digital marketing consultant from New York, trying to register her company in Trinidad and Tobago. She assumes she can simply list herself as the sole owner and proceed quickly. But she quickly discovers that documentation must be precise, consistent, and legally aligned. Even small discrepancies between documents can delay approval. And this is where many applicants make their first real mistake. They treat incorporation as a formality instead of a legal construction process. But here's the insight that changes everything. A company in Trinidad and Tobago is not just registered. It is legally constructed through documentation that defines its existence. Once Sarah understands that, she stops rushing and starts focusing on accuracy. Now let's move into the actual registration submission. Once your documents are prepared, they are submitted to the company's registry, which is the official authority responsible for business incorporation in Trinidad and Tobago. At this stage, the government reviews your application to ensure compliance with corporate law.e. This includes verifying your company structure, validating your documents, and ensuring your business meets all legal requirements. And what happens next depends entirely on preparation. If everything is correct, your company is approved and officially incorporated. But if something is missing or inconsistent, the application is returned for correction. And this is where patience becomes a strategic advantage. Because rushing corrections often leads to repeated delays. Precision, not speed, is what moves the process forward efficiently. Now let's return to Michael. At first, he thought the process was slow. But now he realizes something different. It is not slow. It is methodical. And methodical systems reward preparation. So Michael adjusts his approach. He double-checks every detail, ensures consistency across documents, and resubmits carefully prepared paperwork. And slowly, things begin to move forward. But the process is not complete yet. Because incorporation is only one part of the journey. Once the company is registered, the next critical step is tax registration. In Trinidad and Tobago, businesses must register with the Board of Inland Revenue to obtain a tax identification number. This number is essential for invoicing, tax reporting, and legal financial operations. Now imagine Daniel, a freelance software developer from Chicago, who has just incorporated his company in Trinidad and Tobago. He is eager to start working with regional clients immediately. But he quickly realizes something important. Without tax registration, his company cannot fully operate within the legal financial system. And this is a key misunderstanding many entrepreneurs have. They think incorporation equals readiness. But in reality, incorporation is only the foundation. Tax registration completes the structure. Once tax registration is complete, the company becomes fully operational and legally recognized for financial activity. Now, let's go deeper into what happens after registration. Because this is where long-term success is actually determined. Companies in Trinidad and Tobago must maintain compliance through proper record-keeping, financial reporting, and tax submissions. This ensures transparency and legal stability. And while this may sound strict, it actually provides structure that benefits serious entrepreneurs. Because structured systems reduce uncertainty. Now let's pause for a moment and look at the bigger picture. Why would someone choose Trinidad and Tobago in the first place? The answer lies in opportunity and positioning. Trinidad and Tobago offers access to Caribbean markets, strong energy and industrial sectors, and growing service-based industries. It is also strategically positioned for regional trade and business expansion. For entrepreneurs like Michael and Sarah, this means access to new clients, new markets, and new opportunities that may not be as easily accessible in their home countries. But only if the business is structured correctly. And that is the key theme running through this entire process. Structure leads to stability. Preparation leads to speed. Accuracy leads to approval. Now let's bring everything together clearly. To successfully register a company, equivalent to an LLC in Trinidad and Tobago, you need to understand 3 core phases. First is preparation, where you select a compliant name and define your company structure. Second is incorporation, where your documents are submitted and reviewed by the company's registry. And third is operational compliance, where tax registration and ongoing obligations allow your business to function legally and sustainably. Each phase builds on the previous one, and skipping any step creates delays that could easily be avoided. Now let's return to Michael one final time. After carefully following each step, Michael finally receives his certificate of incorporation. His company is officially recognized. He completes tax registration, opens a business account, and begins working with clients across the Caribbean region. What once felt confusing now feels structured. What once felt slow now feels logical. Because the system was never the problem. The misunderstanding of the system was. And that is the most important lesson here. If you approach Trinidad and Tobago with expectations based on other countries, the process will feel unfamiliar. But if you approach it with an understanding of structure, sequence, and compliance, it becomes clear and manageable. So if your goal is to expand into Trinidad and Tobago, or establish a business presence in the Caribbean region, the most important step is not rushing into registration. It is understanding the system you are entering. Because once you understand it, you are no longer guessing. You are operating with clarity. And that clarity is what separates frustrated applicants from successful entrepreneurs. If you found this guide helpful, and want more detailed breakdowns of international company registration systems and global business structures explained in a clear, practical way, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth guides like this.